With Drew McIntyre talking about facing Okada and reports of Aleister Black returning to WWE, this is Wrestling Up. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report for June 18th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Xbox Pro Wrestling for Life podcast, Matt Cardona mentioned why he only made a few appearances for AEW. I had a little agreement with them to do a couple shows, and they never offered me anything long term. I'm not gonna sit there and beg. It is what it is. I had a great time there. It was awesome. It was an awesome experience. Everyone was so welcoming to me. Listen, it was great, and AEW is the place to be. It's thriving right now. It has all of these different shows, has different YouTube shows, 2 TV shows. It's awesome, but at the end of the day, I wasn't offered anything, and I wasn't going to sit around and wait to be offered something. I mean, that's the truth. Cardona also talked about possibly returning to WWE. I'm so fortunate for everything, but right now my goal is not how can I get back to WWE. That's not my goal right now. I don't even think about it. Will I ever go back? Never say never. Sure, maybe, whatever. I'm not thinking, well, what can I do to get noticed so they'll bring me back? No, I don't care. I'm having so much fun outside WWE. When it comes to expected changes for NXT, Dave Meltzer touched on one suggested by the wife of Shawn Michaels. Whether this is true or not within the company, the story that has gone around is that it was Rebecca, Shawn's wife, who was watching the show and told him she thought the ring entrances were too long and giving people too much time to switch stations, and he brought that up to Levesque. With this tidbit of news, we'll have to see if Triple H implements a plan to have shorter entrances. Many have called WWE signing Parker Boudreaux the next Brock Lesnar thanks to his similar appearance to the Beast Incarnate, although the Wrestling Observer noted that Parker was not among those athletes being praised. People are heavily praising the potential of the real athletes in camp right now. All were praised for how well they were picking things up, conditioning and attitude. Parker Boudreaux, who has a lot of attention due to his similarities physically with Brock Lesnar, was distinctly not mentioned as being in the same category as the others. Among these recruits are the son of Rick Steiner, Bronson Rex Steiner, the Casper brothers, and the older brother of Gable Steveson, Bobby, as WWE is hoping to add legitimacy through real athletes to their product. With Sportskeeda, Drew McIntyre touched on the possibility of facing New Japan star Kazuchika Okada. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're never going to see it ever, but I will say that I like to have fun, and I like to play out to things online. So if you notice anything weird about something I say or something I do, there's generally a reason behind it, as you noticed, but that's a match I'd love to have if it ever is possible. As we've seen over the last few years with all the different companies in the world and people working together, WWE is always open for business if it's the right situation. If it makes sense for business, that would be the match I would love. For now, McIntyre will be facing Lashley for the WWE title at Hell in a Cell on Sunday. With this dream match not possible unless WWE can come to agreement with NJPW. On WFAN's Moose and Maggie show, AEW President Tony Khan mentioned competing with WWE, saying it's intense, it is a competition. There is no way around it, it's a true competition. I'm really excited about being a challenger brand and taking on a huge company, and I think for a long time fans were demanding an alternative, and AEW on TNT has given them that. Normally, we do our show on Wednesday nights. I'm doing a special Friday Night Dynamite this week, and then in a couple weeks we return to our Wednesday time slot, and we'll be on Wednesdays from here on out. We've really carved out a great fan base, and Wednesday nights we've made a great tradition for ourselves. We had competition on Wednesday nights and we don't anymore. I think we were very successful head-to-head against other wrestling on Wednesday nights. We've carved out that night for ourselves. In the fall, we're also going to be doing a show called Rampage that will also be on Friday nights. And I think hopefully with the Friday Night Dynamite we're this week and the shows we've been doing recently, we're building a nice tradition of AEW on Friday night also. WWE Champion Bobby Lashley has wanted a match against Brock Lesnar for the longest time, and with Rick Ucchino touched on the possible reasons why Lesnar would not take that match. I don't know that answer, I really don't. I haven't said no. I've always, as you can tell, I can only stay ready for so long, but I don't know. Maybe it's not something that's as important to him. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's already accomplished everything that he's wanted to accomplish. Maybe it's a lose-lose situation for him. I don't know what his reasoning is. With this match out of the question for SummerSlam, we'll have to see if it can come to be for another pay-per-view, perhaps WrestleMania. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, the Wrestling Observer had this to say about him making a comeback in WWE. While there are a lot of rumors regarding the return of Lesnar, as of 6/15, there was no deal for him to return imminently. Of course, it always could happen, especially with the Saudi show late in the year and next year's Mania. SummerSlam would also make sense, but right now, that's still not anything agreed to nor expected at this point. Of course, Lesnar has not been seen in WWE since losing his WWE title at WrestleMania 36, with it not known when he'll be back. With Triple H recently stating during a conference call that an all-women's pay-per-view is not a must-have for WWE, Charlotte Flair touched on this with the New York Post. I haven't, to be honest, heard a lot about it, but I've always said this: I want to wrestle on a show with men. I want to be the best of that night regardless of man or woman. So did I have a blast at Evolution? 100%. Do I think an all-women's show is great? Yes. Do I think that we need an all-women's show to have that platform to highlight and showcase what we can do? No. Just go out there on a Raw or a SmackDown or NXT and show that you're the best no matter gender. Do I think it's great? Yes. Would it be exciting? Yes. But do I think it's something that has to be done? No, because I want to be on a card where there are 8, 9, 10 matches with men and women and go, I'm the best that night. In some happy news, Brandi Rhodes has given birth to a baby girl, with Cody writing on Instagram, 6 pounds 12 ounces, Liberty Iris Runnels. Mother and daughter are doing wonderful. Jon Moxley and Renee Paquette's child arrived this week as the AEW family keeps growing. PW Insider had previously noted there was a push within WWE to bring back Aleister Black, with there being a strong belief that he would be signed with AEW after his 90-day non-compete clause runs out. With Samoa Joe recently returning to the company, Mike Johnson has provided an update. There continues to be a lot of talk internally all the way up to top WWE executives that the release of Aleister Black was a premature decision. There's been talk in recent weeks about AEW interest in him, which has sparked some additional discussion inside WWE. Despite Charlotte Flair being on the receiving end of criticism for her perceived undeserved title shots, she spoke with Bleacher Report about not having successful championship runs in the past couple of years. Yes, I'm the 13-time champion, but really in the last couple of years, I have not had a successful title run. Yes, I've been in the title picture non-stop, but besides the tag titles, I haven't been the champion, but people just associate me with that. So I'm thinking, play into that, go with that, but I have been chasing. At the same time, like I said on Raw Talk, do I need a title to be Charlotte Flair? Absolutely not. Am I going to go into this any different? Absolutely not. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.